All right, hello everybody, welcome back to Box Check. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to exterminate a yellow jacket's nest, so stay tuned. Okay, here's the setting. We are at the end of September right now in southeast Tennessee, and yellow jackets tend to become more aggressive towards the end of summer as you're going into fall. They're very territorial about their nest, and I just now found one. Actually, I was about to move the mini skid steer, and I'll just kind of show you that nest. But the purpose of this video is I want to show you a very efficient way to exterminate the entire nest. I've used this several times. It works every time. So now right now I'm in my backyard, but we are going to actually move over to a different spot. So here's the situation. I moved the lawnmower and the skid steer out of the garage because I had to work on a car, and it rained quite heavily overnight. The bucket of the skid steer filled up with water, so I had to dump out that water, and the water dumped out, I'm talking right on the nest. So as you can see right there, there's a large stump. There's actually a couple different stumps and root systems, but that tends to be where they make their nest. And I'm going to have to kind of quiet down, but if you look at the very front of the teeth of the stump bucket, that's where the hole is. And I really don't want to get any closer because I have been lit up by these things before. It's not fun. Okay, I've got the camera on a tripod right now. I'm about 15 feet away, and what I don't want to happen is my voice, like the vibrations from my voice, to agitate one of them, because if one of them stings you, I don't know if it's a pheromone or if it's some sort of only a frequency that they hear, I don't know what it is, but if one of them stings you, the entire army gets that message, and they come out and after whatever the threat is. So last thing you want to do is disturb the nest, especially during the daytime. Disturb that nest or make a lot of movements or vibrations around it. So the last time I got lit up by a team of yellow jackets was I was actually using a weed eater around the stump. Had no idea it was there. It was horrible. But what we're going to do is we are going to create something. It's essentially a yellow jacket bomb. It's a fogger bomb, but there's a special way that we can do this to where that it is going to take them all out all at once. And we have to do it after dark. So I'm going to bravely go retrieve my camera and let's start building this. I gotta get that mini skid steer back in the garage. Can I do it without getting stung? That is the question. Not gonna lie, I'm so nervous right now. All right. I'm gonna start off just by trying to crank it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and move it real quick. Okay, am I a scaredy cat? When it comes to yellow jackets, yes I am. Why? Because there is nothing that has stung me more on planet Earth than yellow jackets. And that is why, folks, you strike at nighttime. Never try to get that thing during the day. All right, let's get to building. Okay, it's time to build our yellow jacket death trap. That's what I'll call it in this video anyway. Now, don't be overwhelmed by the amount of products you see on the table. This is actually very simple. The main components are a cardboard box, size is somewhat irrelevant, and a fogger. And the brand of the fogger, in my opinion, is probably irrelevant because the concentration is so high, it's going to do the job. And this particular fogger that I have in my hand, this is enough to take out insects in a 10 by 12 bedroom, right? This one fogger. This cardboard box is the yellow jacket's bedroom. That and the cavity in the dirt that they're in. So you probably get where I'm going with this. Now the other products on the table is tape, hot glue gun, scissors, magic marker, utility knife. Let's go ahead and start building this thing, and I'll show you every step what I do. Okay, let's start with the cardboard box. So I have the top of the box taped, but the bottom still has these flaps on it. And we really don't need these flaps. They're in our way. So let's get rid of these. All right, so now we have a box that doesn't have any flaps on it, but it is taped at the top. That's what we're after. Now what we're going to do is we need to find a location to mount this fogger. And what I like to do, these things, they atomize. Of course, they're made to atomize just upright, but they can also atomize sideways, I found. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the fogger on the side of the box, somewhere right here in the middle. And I'm just going to trace the outline. It's going to be a little bit rough because it's moving. There we go. And once I have the outline, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a little crosshair. It's not perfect. It really doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to use this utility knife and just kind of follow along with the crosshairs. Apparently I need to change my blade on this. Okay. Now that we have this cut, we can kind of fold in those 4 little triangles, and this fogger is going to be able to load right in the side just like that. So I'm going to tilt this up so you can see what it looks like. What I like to do is I'm going to get this tape and I'm just going to do a run or two around those flaps and make sure that it's connected. Last thing I want to do is light this thing off and go to set it on the nest and it fall out. That would be not good, and it would waste the fogger. Okay, so our yellow jacket death trap is pretty much done. Actually, if you live on flat terrain, it is done. It's ready to deploy. We have the fogger secured to where that you can light this fogger off and it's not going to push through. As soon as you light the fogger off, you will just place it right over the yellow jacket chamber. It's going to fill with the gas or the fog, and it's going to go down into their chamber and take them all out all at once. Now, that works if you are on flat terrain. I live in Southeast Tennessee. There's not any flat terrain anywhere around here. And that's where this plastic comes in. So plastic will work. Fabric, believe it or not, I think will actually work better, but I don't have any right now. But I do have some plastic, and I've got it preloaded with this tape. I'm going to use tape today, but you could use a hot glue gun if you have a hot glue gun. But I'm going to kind of preload this thing, and then I'm going to work the tape and get this plastic skirt going all the way around the bottom of this box. Okay, our trap is officially ready now. We've got the skirt attached to the bottom, and if you look at this close-up of that video of that yellow jacket's nest, there's roots. Of course, that stump is over there. It's not even whatsoever. So I think it may be overkill, but I feel like this will help seal. Just a little demo. I've got a little piece of 2x3 that I'm going to put right here. And as you can see, if I put this box on there without the skirt, we're gonna have these huge gaps. But because I have this skirt on here, it's really going to assist in holding in that fog just concentrated to the nest only and not anywhere else. Additionally, if there were any yellow jackets that try to fly out, I don't even think they would have the opportunity to, but they're going to have a difficult time escaping. Is it ironic that I'm using a PetSmart box for my yellow jacket death trap? Maybe so. I didn't have any other boxes available, and we were at PetSmart. They gave me one. So beggars can't be choosers. That's what we're using. We are ready to go. We're ready to go on the attack. All we have to do is wait until dark. Tonight, we strike at midnight. Okay, it's not midnight, but it is after dark. I've got to go to work in the morning, people. I've got a full-time job. So it's around 9:30 or 9:40. It's going to be okay. All the yellow jackets should be down in their chamber, in their home. This is going to be a little bit more safe because there's not these patrols and workers that are going in and out of the hole. But additionally, this is the perfect ambush because they are all in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this camera on a tripod up there. I am going to turn on the light. We've got this driveway light right here, but I'm going to turn on another one. Hopefully they won't sense that and start coming out, but I don't think they will. But let's go set the trap. All right, here we go. So I'm going to light this off. As soon as I light it off, I might flick that stick out of the way. There's a loose stick. Set it on top. All right, here goes nothing. There we go. Okay, so it's deployed right now. It looks like it's got a pretty good seal. So now the plan is we're just going to leave that overnight. I'm not even going to touch it. Even after the fogger gets through, I'll come out here in the morning, we'll take it off. I'm going to disturb the nest just to ensure that it did what it's supposed to do. But like I said, it's never failed. Okay, it's mid to late afternoon of the next day. I'm right next to the box that we deployed last night, and this is the reveal to see if this in fact destroyed this entire nest. Now, I'm pretty confident in it, otherwise I wouldn't be talking so loud right now, this close to the nest. But I did scope this area out just around this before I turned on the camera, and I'm seeing some dead yellow jackets. And there's actually some in front of the camera, between the camera and this box. So there was some that made it out, actually. There's a stick or something that pushed up our plastic. So there was a big gap right there. And it, it could be operator error. I could have placed the box maybe a little bit better. But as we look around this box, we can definitely see some dead yellow jackets. But the question is, what's it going to look like when we turn over this box? And I'm going to pull the box over. I see a cavity right there, but I don't see any movement. There's no flying in and out. You've got to really look close, but there's a lot. There is a lot of dead yellow jackets. There's a cluster of them right there. There's no telling how big this nest is. Oh man, there's a bunch on the backside where they made it out. So there's way more that made it out than I've ever seen. And it's probably because it looks like this stick right here, that's part of a root that's sticking up. It kept it from sealing. But what happens if we move some of this? So whenever the fogger lights off, of course, they're all going to go try to attack that fogger, which is ultimately going to kill them. But I guess they're going to die either way. It's like layer after layer of, oh wow, there's a bunch more. A fly just landed on my arm, and oh, it's like when you're swimming in the ocean and a tiny little fish swims by and touches your leg and you think it's a shark. I probably need a shovel. Look at that. Whoa, check this out. Check this out. This one just crawled out from the depths. See if I can get it. Is it possible that that is the queen? I don't know. I'm not a yellow jacket expert, okay? But is it possible that the queen actually survived this? Oh. Okay. I just had the queen, I believe. And apparently there's one that survived, a patrolman, and he came in to check it out. And I got scared and dropped it. I have no idea what to do with it. Oh, let's see if we can unearth some of this. All right, so we're, oh. All right, so, we just uncovered the actual nest part. And there's no telling how far back it goes. It looks like it actually goes back that direction right there. Oh, dude. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me move the camera. I think they're all going to die, but I'm seeing an awful lot of movement. So, here's the plan. Fire in the hole. Round 2. Okay, guys, well, you are witnessing a first, or it's a first for me anyway. This is the first time I've ever had to do 2 deployments of a fogger on a yellow jacket's nest. I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that this was propped up and they had a way to escape. Additionally, that fog had a easy way to escape, or if it's the fact that they were just that deep in the layers of that nest. But nonetheless, second deployment. Now I'm able to carry on just a normal conversation right next to this nest. I don't hear anything, I don't see anything, and we're in the middle of the day. So I think we can consider this one exterminated. And with that being said, box checked. Now on to the next project. You know, on second thought, tomorrow I'm going to knock over this box and pull out that nest. What does this nest look like? Let me go from this side. Whoops. Listen, when I see something flying around, it makes me nervous now.